What's up?
Let's talk about that hat.
Yeah, linemen lead the way. Vontae Collins' hat line, a clothing line. I'm a big believer in it. Yeah. They started. They set the tone. We follow. We make the plays, but they lead the way.
After what happened last year, how much is this the matchup you wanted at some point in the playoffs?
Most definitely I did. I think this whole team did. Obviously, using that loss last year as a motivation and just kind of the focal point, I guess, of the resiliency that we carried into the offseason, obviously carried into this year. Yeah, we get a chance to go back and at their place do something that we want to do.
Your focus is obviously the team and its success, but last week's win for you, just the personal gratification of what your playoff record was coming in, how you played in the Washington game, just what that does for you, if anything, going forward.
I mean, I've got all the confidence in myself. I always have bad games, good games, regardless. But I think it gives confidence just to this team. Just allows us just to, obviously get to the next round and win a game. But, nothing's about my individual record or anything like that. I'm just completely focused in on worried about this team winning every game to give us the opportunity to play the next week.
When you looked at last year's game, the playoff game, what stood out to you?
I just didn't execute. I just didn't execute well enough, obviously, to give us an opportunity to win. Had a chance. Defense did a hell of a job. Had a chance there in the last 3 drives. We scored in the third to last drive, and then the last 2 just didn't get it done. And obviously, finishing the game, trying to clock the ball and the time running out. Just didn't execute and do my job.
How important is it to get off to a faster start this
Huge.
year?
I think it's huge. Something that we haven't done in the latter part of this season. Obviously, didn't do it last week in the first 2 drives. Defense helped us out, but understanding a team that is really good in their first 15 and the way that they start the game. So I think it's huge for us to make sure that we're getting some points and we're scoring early.
How much more comfortable are you guys for this moment against San Francisco this year than you were last year?
I just think it's a different team, a much more mature team, much more connected, better brotherhood and culture, allowing a lot of carryover in roster and coaches that allows us to use that last year experience, not only just in this game, but just throughout this season as we've built the foundation that we've created, and now we can lean on that as we move forward and go into this game.
Going back to last year's game, UNC only connected for 1 catch. What do you remember about that struggle, and how important is it for?
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't make the throws and make the right reads to get him the ball, honestly. He had some one-on-ones outside and was trying to go other places with the ball. Sometimes it was within the read, and sometimes I probably should have just went out there. Being one-on-ones, that was a great matchup for us, and I don't think there'll be any problems getting him the ball this week.
I know that the goal is to win and play well regardless of how you do it, but when you use your legs like you did this past game, how much does that energize you?
I mean, I'm down to run. As I've always told y'all, I just think it's about the risk versus reward. And I told you as we got into the late part in the season and the playoffs, if I've got to run it more than I did last week, 15 times or whatever, down whenever, I'm going to run the ball. There's no, I mean, I enjoy running the ball. It's part of it. I've just got to be careful about being physical and just be smart with it.
Can you weigh a little bit to being to Purdy, what he's going through as a rookie quarterback in the postseason? Because you did it yourself, I think, in 16.
One more time, just relating to it?
Yeah,
I mean, he's done a hell of a job, obviously, coming in. I mean, they haven't lost in his time playing, and he's efficient as hell, playing in a great offense and doing a good job of getting the ball to guys and making plays himself, getting out of trouble at times. I saw in the playoff game, getting into the flats for some scores. And, I mean, just a great young player that's been exciting to watch. And, yeah, it's been a while since I was there, but, yeah, I get it.
Are you surprised that you're the oldest quarterback still around?
Yeah, well, I am a little bit. Changes fast.
So, Grandpa, is this the best friend?
It's a great front 7. Obviously, starting off with Bosa and Armstead, just understanding when those guys get pressure, it allows Warner to run and just the rest of those guys, and that's where their defense starts. So we got to do a great job of blocking them first, allowing our guys to go make plays, and getting our backs on the second level.
Can you speak specifically to Warner and Greenlaw? I think that just both they kind of get. It's hard to believe that somebody like Warner might be overlooked by fans and media. but I mean, he's a great player. But could you
Yeah, I
speak to
mean,
the
he's
effect
definitely not overlooked by the guys playing the game and on that field. I understand just how athletic he is. He's great in pass coverage. He's great in stopping the run. Very, very, very instinctive. One of the best inside linebackers in our game right now. And you turn on the tape and you can see that. And Greenlaw on the side of him is having a hell of a year, doing the same thing, just making plays, taking some pressure off of Fred. And yeah, when it's his turn, he's stepping up and he's doing well as well.
Piggybacking on being the oldest quarterback, but on the NFC side, you're also the most experienced one. Does that give you guys the edge a little bit?
I mean, I'm confident, yeah, in myself and the experience that I've had, and just the team that I have in general. Honestly, only focusing on us and the Niners right now. Those other guys who duel it out, played. Obviously, have played them twice, and when that time comes, it comes. But focusing on what we're going to do this Sunday.
Why do you think back to your rookie season, you led this team to 11 straight wins, which is what Purdy's essentially done here. How do you remember your confidence growing during that stretch?
Yeah, I mean, I had all the confidence in myself. Going into that, before that, honestly, and just had the opportunity and it presented itself. And obviously, with each game, I don't care how old you are, how young you are. Each game, there's a big chunk of confidence, as Coach McCarthy says, that you get to take with you individually and just as a team. And obviously, him and his guys have been able to do that. But we're a confident group over here too.
You caused a lot of your own problems on offense last year with all the penalties, but I think they pressured you 20 times, sacked you 5 times. Do you feel better about your front now and your protection packages than you did last year against them?
Yeah, I mean, I just think, as Clarence just said, that speaks to the experience that we've had and the experience within this offensive line, experience within myself is making sure that we're blocking things up, our communication. The penalties isn't something that we're worried about. We've been better at that. We've got to make sure we stay dialed in and locked in on just controlling what we can. And, yeah, have no hesitation in our plan to block these guys and what we've got ready.
What do you think that your connection with Dalton Schultz has grown so much?
Just the offseason, honestly. Just a guy with 5th year with him. Just our communication on the field, off the field, just being able to take everything from the film room that we talk about and put it out there on the field. And the guys just showing up, making big catches, getting open for me in the scramble drill. As we were just talking about confidence, just more and more he does that, the more confidence grows just in our relationship. You just missed that. We just started with that. You missed it. You showed up late.
I was just saying, because you're wearing white to
with
lead the way, was this one of, given the struggles that your offensive line has had, how big of that is
Yeah, for
having
sure.
Tyler Biadasz there at center?
I mean, I think it's huge, honestly. Tyler's done a great job this year, and just obviously he starts it off and allows those guys to play in the less rotation, I guess, and that you can have up there. The group we'll go into has the most reps together, and I think that's important as you just look at that. They've got a lot of time on task together, a lot of communication, a lot of reps, and their double teams and getting to the second level, and I just think that'll show us huge, as it did honestly in the last game.
Speaking of Tyler, though, just how impressed are you what he's been able to do this year? Tyler Smith going back and forth from guard to tackle, and then the challenge he has facing him with Bosa.
He's a baller. He is, and he's a baller and a mauler. Strong as hell. I didn't realize, honestly, truthfully, I didn't know the guy was just 21 years old. And that is, I knew he was young, but to just be 21 and playing the way that he's playing is so impressive. Yeah, just and then be able to go just even last game, starting at guard and then just moving over to tackle and not missing a beat. And I think it just shows his commitment to this team, his commitment to his job to do whatever it takes, whatever task is given to him. And confident with him going in this game. I mean, he showed up last week inside when he was against Vita, did well with those ends. That he's one of those guys I told you on the beginning of the year. You just got to let him go to play and see what happens, and now we've all seen it.
That Mauler mentality, how much is it important against this physical team like San
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. Obviously, a physical team, understanding that they want to get to you with their pass rush, and everything works off of that. Just having a guy. And honestly, not just him, but just a young guy that maybe you'd think, hey, we're going to attack the young guy. And I don't think that's the case with a guy like that who's a mauler, who's a fighter, who's going to play his tail off and be prepared.
Can Brett's struggles impact you at all in terms of you might need to fit a throw tighter on third down?
No,
or anything like that?
No, not at all. I'm a Money Maher fan. As I told y'all in the post game last week, things like that happen. I haven't lost any confidence or going to force my game or try to do anything outside of my box because of uncharacteristic misses by him. I think he'll get back to himself this week as he has done here at practice, and I trust that guy all the way through. As I said, nobody's been more resilient just in their career in his first time here, going to some other teams and being able to come back and have the year that he's had. That speaks for itself.
And then with Dalton, Mike has mentioned he's been in the QB rooms with you guys watching stuff. Does that impact the ability that you guys have had or shown on the field, that he's in there with you guys?
I think he just wants me to see him more. No, he's been in there, honestly. He's been in there all year. And, yeah, just different times in the week when guys go to special teams, him just coming in and just getting some reps. Hearing the way that I think that we talk in our language, I think is more beneficial to him than anything, and just allows him to understand where he is and when he is in reads. And then from there we can break off and say, hey, I need you here, I need you there, or we can teeter some things a little bit. But, yeah, no, it's just a super impressive guy, smart, always trying to learn and just get better at his job.
Zeke's done that in years past, so did he volunteer that, or did you guys suggest it?
Who, Zeke or what? Schultz or what?
Dalton Schultz to have him in the quarterback's room? Because I know Zeke's done it in the past.
Well, no, we just meet in the staff room, and there's a lot of extra chairs. And so when the guys that don't play special teams want to get some more knowledge, and as I said, just hear how we talk and how we think, they come in. I mean, Zeke's the same way. So, I mean, it's beneficial to them, honestly, and just allowed them to grow and to hear more and just to get better over their time.
Thank you, Dak.
Yep, thank you.